Alright, YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are going to be doing a recap and review for Daredevil Born Again Episode 2. And as always, before we get into it, spoiler warnings ahead. And also, before we get into it, let's do a little bit of background on the character. So, the character was created in 1964 for Daredevil issue 1. He was created by Stan Lee and Bill Everett. When it comes to live action, he was played by Ben Affleck in the 2003 movie and currently by Charlie Cox, who first appeared as Daredevil in the Netflix Daredevil series that ran for 3 seasons in 2015 all the way to, I think, 2019. Then he reappeared in Spider-Man No Way Home, and then he was in She-Hulk, Echo, just making those spare appearances, and now he's back again as Daredevil and Born Again. So, without further ado, let's just get into the recap and review. So, the episode starts with Kingpin addressed in New York for New Year's Eve, and New York doesn't need guys like Spider-Man, Punisher, Daredevil to defend the city as Daredevil watches from a house. So the next scene is then a man coming down the subway hears somebody calling for help, and he sees that he's being messed with by a couple different guys who look like they could be cops or something like that. So when he goes to help them out, he gets into a fight with them, and what happens is that one of the guys accidentally trips and falls into a oncoming train. That was crazy. Next thing that happens is the man obviously gets arrested. The next thing we see is Kingpin wants to push back some of his meetings because it's becoming a little overwhelming being the mayor. Matt ends up meeting with the guy who got into that fight as he wants to defend him. And the guy says he didn't kill them on purpose. He didn't try to kill the cop on purpose. The cop fell on his own accord by tripping or whatever like that. And he didn't kill anybody. And Matt says that's okay. He'll defend him no matter what. Like he doesn't have to be paid for it. Fisk does one of his first good things is he gets a pothole fixed because he was stuck in traffic and nobody was kind of doing anything about it. So he tells the foreman to fix it. That he's the mayor, so he gives him the proper authority to do it. Um, Matt's coworker says, "Why are you taking on cases just for anybody, especially when the evidence kind of shows that he's not innocent?" It seems for his partner to just believe him as he feels he can get this man not convicted. So he has Cherry, who actually works for him now, to go find information on the guy he's defending to make sure that he isn't like a bad guy or anything like that, because he believes that there's more to him than he's letting on. Next thing, next scene we see is the bail hearing for the man, which ends with him not getting bail, and Matt, despite mentioning the things he's done and how he's like served time in the military and all stuff like that, the judge won't budge. Haha, that's funny. Fisk has a conversation with BB, the journalist, who has this kind of like YouTube style interview process with like civilians throughout New York and stuff like that, who kind of has a big following. And so he ends up having an interview with her, and she tells him that because of the relationship he may have with the police commissioner, that when the commissioner resigns, that the force will back him, and that's a problem because he can lose support from the police. So the therapist that Matt is dating is talking about her new book to a crowd. Fisk meets with the police commissioner, and it doesn't go well. Matt's partner goes to the man's house to find more about him, where they find out he's the White Tiger. Yes, Hector, I forget his last name already. I'm so sorry, but Hector is the White Tiger. Matt is on a date when he finds out, and he confronts White Tiger about it. Fisk threatens the police commissioner's family to get him to stay, which he does. Matt convinces the judge to not use the White Tiger suit in the jury discussion or his vigilante actions in the discussions. Um, Matt talks with his partner, the retired cop, Perry, about the case and that he's happy that Matt isn't Daredevil anymore. Matt tails one of the cops from the train scene. Fisk is in marriage counseling with his wife, with the therapist that Matt is dating, by the way, because he loves Vanessa, so that's why he's doing it, because he wouldn't go to therapy otherwise. Matt eavesdrops on the cop and finds out they're going to kill the key witness, and Matt goes to save him and almost gets shot, so he fights them and lets out an angry scream to end the episode, kind of on a cliffhanger note. So, the show is getting pretty good. I love the mention of the other street level heroes like Spider-Man, Punisher, White Tiger. His costume's pretty accurate. I'm excited to see what happens next. It's definitely getting good, these kind of cliffhangery ending. It's just like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? So 9.5 out of 10 is what I'm gonna give this episode. Episode 3 and 4, I already have written and recorded. Well, not written and recorded, but just written, so I gotta record those. So obviously, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and be sure to look out for the next video that I come up with. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.